Hello, welcome to scr1tno Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today it is Thursday the 6th, she says. I have no idea, what day is it? It is Thursday the 6th of January 2022 and this is episode 116. This is the third time I've done my intro, so we're going with this one because I am obviously very out of practice doing my intro because I did Vlogmas. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. It's going to be a bit more of an informal one because I'm on the back of vlogging, so yeah. And if you follow me, you will know that we got hit by COVID, so everything is all over the place. Everybody is now fine. So I'm going to say this at the top of this, normally goes into live stuff, but we're all fine. Luckily, the panto wasn't infected, and that was my main worry. And the girls were absolutely fine. They had a bit of a cold, and that was it. But obviously, those that are long-term viewers know that my youngest daughter is in panto every year, and it's something that is the highlight of her year, and she absolutely adores. And my worst case scenario was that panto went ahead and she wasn't in it, because I'm not sure how I would have dealt with her. I think her mental health would have suffered really badly if that had happened. But luckily she didn't catch it. I was okay, Ian was okay. We were able to support her doing panto and look after the sick ones who weren't that sick anyway, thank goodness. But yeah, we're through it now. Everybody's now testing negative and back to work and things. But it was not how I planned on ending Vlogmas, so there's no Twixmas, because there was no Twixmas. In fact, there was no Christmas. Charlie, my middle daughter, tested positive on Christmas Day, so her and Reese ended up going for a PCR on Christmas Day. So hats off to the amazing volunteers and workers that work Christmas, because as a family we needed them. It sort of, from the moment she tested positive, Christmas Day went downhill rapidly. We had dinner, but we didn't have things like crackers and stuff, so I don't know whether we'll just do a second Christmas at some point, or whether we just give up on this year or last year and hope this year is a little bit better. Yeah. That was not the best way to end my Vlogmas, but never mind. It's new year, new time for the podcast. I'm looking forward to sharing with you some of my Christmas makes. Excuse me, I'm going to have some coffee. I have got my Robin mug. It's still out. I kind of could class this as a Christmas mug, but I'm thinking it can go as a winter mug. And it can stay out until spring. Yeah, so admin. Okay, so knit-alongs, KALS, prize winners, etc. I'm going to do a separate prize winner video for November's stripy sock KAL, December's stripy sock KAL, and then January's finished object for the stripy sock KAL and the finished object for the square a day. So KALs going forward. I'm not doing the stripy sock KAL this year. I know I said I would, but there's so many other people doing sock KALs and podcasts at the moment that I'm just actually, yeah, just do that. That's fine. Also, with Katie getting married in April, Katie is my eldest if you don't know, I suddenly realised I probably haven't got time to run a monthly KAL, so I'm going to do a quarterly KAL. And the first quarter's KAL is going to be from the 1st of January to the 31st of March, and the idea is it's to get our whips done. It's a kind of a whip done, but there's a caveat. And it's for shawls, wraps, cowls, neckwear. That sounded like knitwear. Neckwear, basically. Because I need to get my Maythem shawl finished for Kate's wedding. So I really do need to get on with that. So that sort of spurred me on to thinking, actually, should we have a year of kind of getting our whips finished? What do you reckon? So from the 1st of January to the 31st of March, I'm going to do a shawl, whip, sort of make along, KAL. But of course, the minute you cast on a shawl, it becomes a whip. So if you haven't got one on the needles and you think, oh, actually, I fancy knitting a shawl between now and the 31st of March, totally allowed. Okay, so it's really to clear up whips, but if you want to cast one on and join in, you are perfectly welcome. Okay, haven't really finalised what the next quarters are going to be, but one will be finishing up garments. I am thinking that the last quarter, so September, October to December, is that right? From, yeah, the end of September, October to December, will be blankets, because that'd be quite nice to do with Advent and stuff. And I have got some plans for a July knit along with another podcaster, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, we're going to hopefully do that. We were chatting about it when we were away, so that's later on in the year as well. So for the first one, it's going to be shawls. But yeah, somebody else is already doing the sock cowl, and I was just like, we don't need another one. And also, I don't want you to have to kind of buy stuff for my cowl and buy stuff for their cowl as well, because that's just ridiculous. So let's get some whips done and use our stash. So if you are casting on something with stash, excellent, that's even better. So totally you'll be able to enter that, because although it's not a technical whip, it is a whip waiting to happen. Oh dear, does all that make sense? Any questions, leave a comment down below. Either myself will get back to you, or my friend Ali or Katie, who are my moderators, will answer as well. They're probably just as confused as you are right now. Sorry guys. Right, should we get into the actual knitting? Day one is socks. Yes, I'm back on the rotation, sort of. And I haven't actually ferreted them out of my Christmas bags yet, because I haven't had time. But this, yeah, they were these socks. It's currently hanging out in my little grey girl. I love this little bag. And in here, I have got my In the Bleak Midwinter socks. So I finished sock one. And now there is a story behind why it hasn't got a contrast toe. It has got a contrast heel. I was knitting this in the dark and I couldn't be bothered to change colours, so I have gone just right to the end with the stripes. So it started with the stripes and it's ended with the stripes. The only thing that's contrast is the heel, but I really do love it. Yeah, love this. It's such a lovely colourway. So this is the In the Bleak Midwinter colourway from Woolly Goodness. I think she may still have one left, I'm not sure. It's really pretty. It's super sparkly, which you may not be able to see. Can't tell whether you can see the sparkle or not, but it is. It's super sparkly, and it comes with this really lovely sparkly mini as well. I adore Woolly Goodness's sparkle base. It's so soft and so pretty, and apparently tending to go into a knot. So professional this time. So here we go. Let's get that undone. No, it's still in it. It's still trying to get itself knotted. There we go. So it's got the little undyed sparkly mini with it too. And yeah, I love her sparkle sock. It's so soft and squidgy. It's really lovely. It's beautiful to knit with. And I have got all the way down on the first cuff, second cuff, leg. Yeah, so I've got that far on the leg of the second sock. There we go. Got there eventually. And yeah, I do love this. It's so pretty. So that's, and it's just a vanilla sock. Vanilla sock with a 2x2 rib on 60 stitches. And this is Jenny's tag. And that's the details. As I said, I love this so much. So that's that one. So day 2 is shawl day, and I have picked up my work in progress for that. So that is living in my hoggy bag from Busy Pottering, and is my Maythem shawl, because, you know, it needs to get done. And I've chosen my dress now that I'm going to wear for Kate's wedding. It hasn't arrived yet. I'm really hoping it's going to be the one I want to wear, because otherwise I've got a little bit of a problem. But I have chosen my dress, and this will go really well with it. So this is the Maythem shawl, which is a pattern by Helen Stewart, who is Curious Handmade. And it looks like this. Long-time viewers of the podcast will know this is a very, very long-term outstanding whip because I lost it for a while. Both the yarns are Hedgerow yarns, and it's in her Silky Twist base, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% silk, and is 365 metres, and it's in her Enchanted Garden colourway is the speckle, and papyrus is the plain. So have I got the yarn out? So yes, so that's Enchanted Garden. You can see the silk, it's almost blowing out on camera. It's sort of a really pale peachy blush colour, and my dress should be quite almost this sort of coloury green. As I said, it's not here yet, so I can't sort of tell you for definite. And the last time you saw this, I believe it was where that little progress keeper is. So I'd done up from there to there before I picked it up again. So last night I did the increase and joined in the Enchanted Garden. I was actually further than I thought because I thought I was still on the papyrus bit. And I've started putting in all the stitch markers for the pattern. Now it's at its longest. It's 525 stitches now, so it's a bit of a beast, shall we say. But it's so pretty. I love this pattern so much. It's going to be lovely to wear on the day. It's very much Kate's theme for her wedding is a country wedding. She's having it in a barn, and the dress I've got is kind of like a Liberty print, sort of pale green with kind of light pink flowers on it. So this should go really well. And then I'm planning on wearing my pink boots, pink lace boots I've got. So I'm kind of really excited now. I thought I need to get this done because, quite frankly, there's quite a lot of knitting in this before it's finished, and I want it done before April. So it is the end of April, but even so. So I'm going to crack on with that. My little needle cozy from Busy Pottering too. That is a Liberty print. And yeah, so that's now on my rotation, and one of the reasons for our KAL, so that I get it done. You need to keep me accountable. You need to see this every week until it's finished. Oh, I love it so much. It's so pretty. The detail in it is beautiful, and once you've got it finished, it's got like the points and you block it, it's beautiful. I've already got one of these, but in different colours, which I'd started because I'd lost this one and I really wanted it, but it's not really suitable for going for the wedding because it's kind of quite bright colour blocks, whereas this one's a bit more subtle. So this is day 2. Day 3 is garment day, and you may have noticed I am wearing a finished object. I finished my Understated. Now this is the Understated by Joji Locatelli. This is my 4th one I've knit, the 3rd one that belongs to me. I used my Advent, which was a DK Advent from the Fibre Fox, the lovely Georgie, who I had the privilege to meet on a retreat recently, and her yarn is gorgeous. So I have used all her minis to do this. I was kind of a mini short, I guess. So the neck here is also Georgie's yarn, but is a fingering weight held double. The same with the rib along the bottom. The ribs on the sleeves are not. So I have split minis so things match. I am going to stand up and hopefully show you this. This is not blocked, so it will be longer when I've blocked it, but I wanted to wear it for the podcast this morning, so I didn't really want to block it because it's, I don't know well, it's like where you are, but where I am in the UK, it's -3 here this morning, so things are not drying very quickly. Right, so I shall stand up. So this is it. I can't really show you, can I? The problem is I can't go too far back because there is a lot of stuff behind me. So that's sort of where it's hitting me, which is perfect with dresses. Not so great with jeans maybe, but I've got a strappy top underneath it. But yeah, I love it. So that's how the colours have worked out. Give you a spin on the back. Yep, so I've split minis so that these bits match. I split minis so that the sleeves matched. Yeah, so it's that, yeah, I love it. It's sort of a rainbow, and it comes back to the green at the bottom, which is where I used the fingering mate held double. I love it. I love this style. It's very easy to wear. And with Georgie's lovely yarn, it's beautiful. So I want to make another one in another two in actual fact, in my advent from Kelly of Lay Family Yarn, which was also DK, and my Elderflower Stitches one. So I want to do two more, but there is no hurry. I may cast them on, but I'm not going to rush to get them done. I need to get that shawl done first. So that's day 3, garment day. Day 4 is being renamed Advent Project Day temporarily. And that's hanging out in another little bag. I think this is a So Can Jo bag, another Christmas one. I need to, such a good size this bag though. I need to get my Christmas bags out of rotation and get my new ones in. Right, so I am doing the where's the actual main picture of this? That's on the back of there. Here we go. I'm doing the Brioche Adventure wrap by Jonatan Tollow, which is that one there. That's the name. There we go. That's the details. Now, I've not really done any brioche, so this has been a real learning curve, but a very successful one, and I have loved doing it. So it's definitely got a right side and a wrong side. So that's the right side. So you're decreasing on one side and increasing on the other. So it's kind of going to be a long scarf shape really. And that's the right side, and then that's the wrong side, which I love just as much as the right side. Very pretty. So you get this garter stitch divide between your new colours, and you carry one of your colours up to the next section, and yeah, it's really, really clever. I love how this is done. You're also increasing and decreasing, which is good practice for anybody who hasn't brioched. So if you're new to brioche, I would thoroughly recommend this pattern. It's got enough interest because you're changing colours the whole time. It's fairly quick because it's not the hugest amount of stitches. I think it's 150 stitches on the needles at all times. So it's not like the hugest commitment to a row, which is just as well, because technically with brioche you're doing the same row twice, but it does seem to grow quite quickly. Now the yarn I'm using is actually, because it's called for fingering weight yarn, it's actually my Lay Family Yarn Advent from 2020, which I hadn't used. So I've put that together because when I started this it was still Advent, and I really wanted to colour manage the colours so that I had really contrasty colours. If you would have watched my Vlogmas, you will see I started this with my Sherry Iris Advent, and did like 1 and 2, days 1 and 2 together, but the colours were so close together I was struggling to kind of do the brioche bit. So I thought the best thing to do would be to really contrast it, which I really did. If you look at that's major contrast. And you can see I went slightly wrong with that one there, which is annoying, but I wasn't going to rip back. I'm not confident enough to try and rip back brioche yet. So yeah, so I wanted to use the Advent that I'd got from last year, which is now the year before. It was last year when I did it, so that I could choose really contrasty colours. Admittedly, I didn't do it so much for that one or that one, but this new one I'm doing is very contrasty because I've got that pink and that speckle together, so that I could, yeah, so I can see my brioche a little bit easier. And this is teaching me a lot of things. It's teaching me to read my knitting. I now no longer need to follow the pattern row by row. I can count my 12 brioche bits. I can work out whether I'm burping or barking. The only thing I need to follow the pattern for is when you finish the row to change the colour, and when you start the row to change the colour. But otherwise it's really intuitive. And this I want to credit totally to my friend Sophie from the Spring Snowflake podcast, because she was doing one at the retreat we were on, and I just absolutely loved it. The way she was doing it, it was so pretty. I liked the needle she was using. I liked everything about it. I had major project envy. And I was like, oh, I really want to try this. And I'm so glad I did, because it's really got me to grips with doing brioche. To the point now, I'd kind of like to do a brioche cardigan. I think that would be really good fun. Yeah, so all credit to Sophie. Thank you for the inspiration, because I absolutely love it. So I'm carrying on with that. That's my day, what was that, my day 4. My day 5 isn't even knitting. So Christmas Eve cast on for me wasn't a cast on at all. It was, I started some embroidery. One of my stitchery packages I got in my stitchery advent was this beautiful little swan. She's really cute, isn't she? And it's got lots of stitches I've never done before, so I was a bit apprehensive about starting it, but I have to admit I've got her started and I'm really pleased with her. She is beginning to look like the picture. Yeah, so thanks again to Sherry Iris, who also has a podcast on Beautiful Yarn. She's inspired me to start embroidery a couple of years ago, and I absolutely love it. And I didn't expect to pick up a sewing needle on Christmas Eve. I totally expected to do a no cast on, and I think the problem was I wanted to start something new, but I didn't want to actually start any new knitting, because I was loving knitting this and I was loving knitting my brioche wrap, and I was just like, oh, what should I do? And this just literally jumped out at me. Now, I think Sherry had posted a picture on Christmas Eve of her stitching something. I think that's what started all this. And then, yeah, I decided that I would have a go. It's only a small kit, it shouldn't take me too long. And as much as I often give these away, I want to keep her. She's beautiful. I'd like to have her up in here somewhere. Although I'm very tempted to give it to a friend. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll see if I can get another one. Do too. But she's beautiful. I love her. I've also got these needle minders. That one's a little sewing machine. And then I had a gingerbread house obsession over Christmas. So that was my gingerbread house. And then I've got this pile of books with coffee. I said it says a cup of tea and books on that one, and they've got these little buttons. You can have the option for the little buttons on the back, and this is from Wixden, which is on Etsy, and they're really cute. I'm gonna have to put the gingerbread house one away safe at some point. Yeah, so that's my day 5, is just sitting and stitching, which I love. So that's that one. Hold on, I need to put all the bits away, otherwise when I go to get it out, it'll be missing stuff. Okay, seriously, you came out of there. No, I said seriously, not Siri. That's funny. And this is a lovely little sewing pouch that a lovely viewer of the podcast gave me, which I adore. Now, day 6. is kind of doubling up at the moment with square a day. So day 6 is blanket day, and also this is my square a day blanket, and again this is hanging out in a little Christmas bag, but I love this bag so much. I want it out all year round. So in here I have my Squirrel Village, which is the new monthly club from Lay Family Yarn. So this is February's pack. I have my January squares done. So this is the start of my blanket. So these are granny squares. There are 6 rounds of grannies, and each time I complete a round I turn it over and go back round the other way, so you get very square squares, and I get 2 of these squares out of a mini. So there's that one and that one is the same mini, then that one and that one, then you get the idea. So that one and that one, 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 and then this is the remainder of, because you get 10 minis in a pack, it's a 10 times 10 gram palette pack. So you get that, so it's that one and that one, that one and that one, that one and that one. I like that, those two together, that yellow and that blue. And the idea is that when this strip is finished I will crochet it to the top strip, so it will look something like that. If you saw my Christmas blanket you'll recognise the method I'm using, although these squares are slightly bigger, because to take part in Kelly's KAL you need to use most of the skein of yarn, and all I've got left, that is my magic knot ball from my leftovers. It's tiny, it's only a little bit. And then I'm using this, which was, oh, I can't remember it. Oh, that's annoying. It's one of the colourways. It's one of the Squirrel Village colourways in a full skein to join them together. So yeah, I'm really pleased that's finished. So my square a day will actually be a square a day now, as opposed to doing the squares for this. And then I will grab one of my blankets out of retirement and start working on that. Very probably my Hedgerow yarn Cosy Mitre Square blanket, which at the moment is upside down on top of my unit here. The bag, when I put it up there, I put it up using my helping hand, it flipped upside down, so it's upside down and all the minis have fallen out. So I need somebody who's tall enough to get up there, put all the minis in before I can take the bag down. Otherwise I would have worked on that. But yeah, these are my next colours. That will be going in next month. Well, that is the end of the knitting. I wanted to, I don't know where that's gone. I was going to show you some yarn, but it's disappeared. It's really weird. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, it's really weird because it was just on my desk, but I found it. So this is my acquisition that arrived sort of between Christmas and New Year, and is from Bumbling Yarns, and was her self-striping sock club for 2021, which was number 6. And it's just beautiful. I love this so much. And it came with this gorgeous mini. So this is going to be another pair of Christmas socks, which I will cast on when I've got my Bleak Midwinter socks finished. So that's it for that. I'm just going to chat about my plans for this year going forward, temporarily anyway, because we know I'm a squirrel and they'll last for about 5 minutes. As far as socks are concerned, I want to try and knit shorty socks, and I want to try and knit patterned shorty socks, because when I wore them last summer, the pattern ones were the ones I went for the most. So I want to try and knit myself some more patterned shorty socks. I will always have a vanilla sock on the go. So for instance, this one, once I finish the Bleak Midwinter ones, I'll probably cast this on. So it's my grab and go project for those emergency knitting where only a vanilla sock will do. And it probably won't be a shorty, it'll probably be a long leg sock. But I want to start my shorties, and I want to use some of my beautiful pastel skeins of yarn that I've got that are just sitting here doing nothing. So I'm looking forward to that. So the clubs I was planning on doing this year. I'm not going to do any of the mini clubs, I hope. I have so many minis in this house that I really do need to start using some of my minis up before I add any more to them. So I'm kind of taking a back seat on the mini clubs, but I am interested in doing some of the other clubs that are around. Now, Jenny of Woolly Goodness, I'm going to have to get the name of the club up, bear with me. So she's doing something called the Grinbad collection, which is a collaboration with her husband, which is interesting. Oh, can you see that? Do I need to turn my brightness down? No, you can see that. So go check out the details on her website. But the one thing I loved about it is that one of the options for it is that you can get a 50 gram plus 20 gram sock set, which, as I'm doing shorty socks, is absolutely perfect. So I'm looking forward to that. Then also Giddy Yarns is another one that I'm doing. Again, let me see if I can get it up. I mean, to be honest, Helen's got so many clubs, I'd do them all given half a chance, but I really can't. So the one I would love to have done, the Middle Earth Minis Club, because I'm such a fan of anything Middle Earth, but no more minis. But I loved the sound of the Beatrix Potter Sock Club, and the lovely thing about that is you can get DK as an option. So I am going to have the Merino DK, and I've signed up for 3 months of this one, so I'm really looking forward to that. I am trying to avoid buying the Sherry Iris minis, but that might very well happen, so I'm not sure when I'm going to go full skein. So last year I went on the minis club but didn't do the full skein club, so this year I'm thinking I might do the full skein club and not the minis club. Not sure. But the only mini club I am doing is the Squiddle Village one, because I'd already started that, so I will have those. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking along the lines of clubs. But mainly I want to be able to buy the single skeins when I see them, if there's something I really like the look of, because I'm quite confident now about doing this, and the fact I would wear it. I'm not so worried about buying single skeins because I will use them. Whether I hold them double, or whether if they're fingering weight, or whether I buy DK single skeins. So yeah, interesting. That's my plans so far for clubs. Life. Well, you know most of the life stuff. You've seen most of my December already. I don't know whether there's anything worth putting on a vlog at the end of this. There probably isn't. I have a Patreon if you want to join me over on Patreon. It wasn't overly active over Christmas, although there is quite an amusing life vlog on there of my girls putting up the Christmas tree and their conversations, although some of that had to be edited. Hopefully going forward Patreon will be a lot more active. I plan on doing my cook from the book section eventually. I haven't done it yet this month, but it is only the 6th, so you know, there's a good possibility that that will happen. I'm looking forward to doing meetups. I'm looking for, well, Zoom meetups, that is, virtual meetups. I'm looking forward to interacting over there, but just because I feel it's a bit of a safer place for my kids. Like I will show you my grandchild is. There is some footage of him over on Patreon, which I won't put on YouTube. I have a Ko-fi account if you'd like to support me that way. I would be very grateful. Not planning on too many more destashes this year. I think I'm kind of happy with my stash now. I think I've gone through it. The only thing I haven't gone through in actual fact is my DK. But I'm kind of knitting that quite a bit, so I don't know whether I'll destash that. But yeah, I think that's it. So actual life, obviously we have the wedding coming up. We are going wedding dress shopping on Saturday. Cannot wait. I'm so looking forward to that. That's going to be so exciting. So we got that coming up Saturday. Then the following weekend, I'm going to see Come From Away, which I cannot wait. Now, Come From Away is a musical about 9/11, which sounds pretty grim, but it's actually a really good musical. It's done very well. I've wanted to see it for ages, and my lovely middle daughter bought it for me for Christmas. And yeah, I was so overwhelmed, I cried. But I loved it. So I'm going to see that on the 15th, and then hopefully the lovely Laura from the Lonely Knitter podcast is coming to stay that evening, and we're going to do Waltham Abbey Wool Show the following day on the 16th. And then after that, I've got on the Sunday we're going to a wedding fair, and the following weekend I should be away with Caravan. So January's really looking quite... I need to turn my watch off when I'm recording. That distracted me. January's looking quite busy. The girls are all fine. We've had no real complications post-COVID. Both of them are complaining about certain things not tasting great. Funnily enough, it's cheese for Katie, and cheese is her favourite thing, and coffee for Charlie, and coffee is her favourite thing. So that sucks, but hopefully, I haven't asked them actually recently if that's improved, so hopefully it has. Meg has done her panto run. If she doesn't mind, I will put some footage up of her singing at the end, because I have got that. That's just her doing her sound check, not the proper panto, because you know, can't show that. But hopefully I'll be able to put that up, so I will message her and you might be able to see that at the end. And as for tomorrow, we're going out and about, so I'm looking forward to that. So I need to get this edited so I can get it up on Patreon before it goes up on YouTube on Sunday. Right, I'm going to leave it there. So I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you next week.